Hello, I'm Dr. Angelique Feaster Evans, and I have had the privilege of knowing Mrs. Maxine Sarpy for well over 10 years. Mrs. Maxine Sarpy has had a lasting impact on our community. In fact, for nearly 60 years, she has left an indelible mark on the landscape of equality and justice within our community. Since 1963, she has been championing civil rights efforts right here in our city. And here we are 60 years later, being able to still witness her work, her legacy, the footprints, the handprints that she has had on our community is truly remarkable and a testament to her life. I would describe Maxine Prescott Sarpy to individuals as a woman who's more than just a name. She is a testament to the resilience of our community. She embodies grace, compassion, determination, and love for her fellow man. This is seen through all of her efforts across the various sectors in our community, from corporate to community to civic organizations and social organizations, finding a way to move the needle, championing the rights of all women as well as African Americans in our community. The biggest life lesson that I have learned from Mrs. Maxine Sarpy, whom I fondly call Mother Maxine, is to operate in a place and in a spirit of love and peace in everything I do. Find a way to move in an endearing, heartfelt space that also is an opportunity to lend a hand and operate in a way of being peaceful across racial lines, across demographics and socioeconomics, but finding that bridge to explore the common ground of humanity through love and peace.
It was quite a challenge, but we made it.
In 1959, Maxine Sarpy was among the first group of African American students at the University of Texas School of Nursing.
Several of us, of the black students, got together and we talked about the fact of the challenges that we would probably face during our tenure there. And I remember so clearly us saying, we're going to get through, we're going to make it through.
After graduation, she served on the university's faculty before moving to Louisiana. 2 weeks after Sarpy arrived in Shreveport, the unthinkable took place.
An incident that I would never, ever be able to forget.
In 1963, a memorial service was held at Little Union Baptist Church for the 4 little girls killed in the 16th Street church bombing in Birmingham. After the program, the head of the NAACP, Harry Blake, was beaten by police. Sarpy and her husband, who was a physician, rushed to Blake's side.
We jumped out of the car. The commissioner said, "And where do you think you're going?"
Thankfully, her husband's medical office was in the building right next to Little Union, and they were able to provide medical attention to Reverend Blake.
When I think of this, I always think of the fact that God works in mysterious ways.
She didn't allow what happened at this church to stop her. 2 months later, Sarpy got involved with getting blacks registered to vote, and in 1970, she helped organize BULL, Blacks United for Lasting Leadership.
We filed a suit against the city for the change of government, which gave blacks an opportunity to serve on the city council.
Then in 1983, she was asked and accepted an appointment to serve as the first woman on Shreveport City Council.
I had been a part of so many organizations trying to ensure that blacks would have an opportunity to participate. So I felt when I was asked to serve in these various capacities that I sort of had a responsibility to do that.
It's a responsibility she hopes those coming up now will follow.
It's imperative that all of our youngsters are aware of these things that have happened so that they can value what is before them today and go forth and do many, many greater things.
I'm Bernie Howard, Executive Director at the Providence House. I have been privileged to know Maxine Sarpy my entire life. Most people learn about Dr. Martin Luther King and their households, and they learn about all these famous people. My mother taught me about Maxine Sarpy, and all that she did for this community. So I have known her as a civil rights icon along with Dr. Martin Luther King. And so I just think knowing her in such an intimate way makes this particular Lifetime Achievement Award so important for me to share with her. I would describe Maxine Sarpy as a force. She is not a person that can be enveloped in a box. She does not fit a mold. She does not fit a perception of what people think a woman, a Black woman, a person should be. She is a force. She sees a problem, she sees an issue, and with her regal style and grace, she goes right in and she can interrupt something very quickly and nobody at the table even knows it's been interrupted. She just makes change and impact in such a way that everyone around the table can come together and everyone's better because they've been in her presence. I think the one thing I would want people to know about Maxine Sarpy is I am because she is. And what I really mean by that is I get to sit in the seat as executive director of Providence House after a pretty long tenure as a banker because of Maxine Sarpy. She fought for equality, not just for people of color, but for people. And that's what I want people to know. She fought for people. And she gave me permission to do this work. She gave me a thumbs up or nod that it is okay to serve humanity and not worry about your name being in bright lights, but making sure that your life really counts. And so I would say I am here because of all that she gave selflessly. I am here because she blazed a path wide enough for people that look like me. I am here because, again, she gave permission. And so now it is my responsibility as a woman, and especially as an African-American woman, to make sure that those pathways are still open for any woman that wants to move forward without any inhibitions, without any limitations, without any ceilings, but just to be because she is.